Welcome back everyone to the ultimate guide to Blender 3D rigging and animation, and this is where we left it off. Okay, so let's now press Alt H, bring back our bones, hopefully. So Alt H, bring back my bones. There we go. Let's now come into our branch bone. So I'm going to press pose mode. I'm going to come to my pose mode, and now I'm going to do it. So we know that it's going to go from here, and it should bend down from here. In other words, it should be up here in the beginning. So as they're leaning onto this now, then it should start to come down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this up. Now we know at frame 50 is where it actually ends. So I need to pull this up, let's say to frame 10, something like that. And then if I bring this up, frame 10. And if I pull this up to here, so from frame 1, now what I'm going to do is just press Alt-R, and that then is just going to reset that. Now you can see that as they come in, that actually drops down. Now you can see it should drop down near enough up to frame 50. So if I bring this over now, so if I grab this, press G, bring it over, and now we can see that as they come down, it pulls it down. Now that's probably a little bit too slow, as you've seen. It's probably going to come to the, the lowest point much quicker than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back a little bit, like so. And there you go. Still probably a little bit too slow. So I'm going to bring it down to 20. Have a look at that. Yeah, that's looking much, much better. Now, as they come over and they release now, so somewhere around here, they're going to be releasing. So what I want to do is probably around here, I'm going to keep it there. So I'm going to press Shift D, bring it over like so. And then as it starts coming back, I want it to flick up now. So I want it to press Alt-R and let it go back up. So now let's have a look at that. Pulling over. There you go. Now we want that to restart now from this position here. So we can see that's going to be on frame 100. So now I'm going to grab all of these, press Shift D, bring them over like so. Then we're going to go to frame 200 and we're going to press Shift D again and bring them over to frame 200 like so. All right, let's give that a try. Let's also come in object mode, hide our bones out of the way. And let's actually have a look at what that looks like. So there you go, drops down, clicks back up, drops down, clicks back up, and then drops down, clicks back up. So you can see someone grabbing this thing, swinging over, let's go. There you go. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so that's that bit. That looks really, really nice. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go back to frame 1. I'm going to press Alt H and bring everything back. And now what I want to do is, I think we will start on this bit here just to give it some kind of movement, and then we can actually base our rocks around that. So I'm going to come to this ceiling here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that every, let's say, so we want it shaking every 100, let's say 100 frames. So we basically want it shaking twice in the 300, yeah? So we want it, if you take the halfway mark, which is 150, you basically want it to be, I would say round about 80 and round about probably, so you can see we've got 80 from here, so that'll be 220. So the 80 mark and 220 mark is when we want it to shake. I think we should base it around then. I think it'll be fine. So what I'll do is I'll come to the 80 mark, I'll press I, location, rotation, and yeah, I'll just put it down as location. And then I'll come to, what did we say, 220? Yeah, something like that. I, location. Yeah, I think that should be good round about there. All right, so how do we make it shake? Well, we want to actually give it some noise. So what I want to do is I want to come back to 80, maybe 75. We want it shaking for, let's say, between 75 and 85. No, a bit longer than that. So I'm going to say 70, yeah, let's come back even a bit further. I'm going to say 60 to 100. 60 to 100. So that's 20 each side of here. So we'll do that. So let's come over, and what we'll do is we'll go into animation this time. Click that on, let it load up. Might take a little bit of time because what it will be loading up, if it does, is the materials and everything like that. So first time you click on it, probably going to take a little bit of time. And here we are. So let's come in and put it on object mode straight away. Now you can see at the moment, if I click on this, that I've got actually some animation already in there. And you can also see that at the moment, I've not actually got a root bone or anything like that in there. Now, the thing is, if you're taking this through to, Unreal Engine or something like that, then you're going to need a root bone in here. What I'm showing you is, though, at the moment that we can actually do this without actually a root bone. Now, the other thing is I can't actually click on there. There we go. It's highlighted. Just click the spawn on if you want to have it highlighted. And what I want to do now is bring in a modifier. So I'm going to bring in a noise modifier like so. And now you can see it's actually shaking like so. Now it will just carry on shaking. The reason why I've put these in here is just to have an idea of when I want it to start and when I want it to stop. So now I can zoom in either on here or on here and move this where I want to. You see, as I move this timeline moves as well. So now if I come in and I said I want it to start on 60, like so, and I want it to not be there after 100, for instance. So I'm going to put it on 1. And now if you come up here, you can see restrict frame range. So if I come on here and I put frame start to be on frame 60, so start frame 60 and end on 100, like so. Now when I come in, if I click on this, I get to frame 60. There you go. It starts actually doing something. Now I need to put this on 1. So let's put this on 1. And now we'll do that again. So frame 60. And there you go. You've got all that shaking. Now remember you can decrease the strength. It might be a little bit too high. Let's put it on 0.7, something like that. We can do it again. So now, there you go. That's exactly what we want. Now we also want to make it as well on, where is it? Frame. So 20 frames less, which will be frame 200 to 240. So let's add in another modifier. So we're going to bring in a noise modifier. We're going to make sure that this is on 0.7. We're going to restrict then the frames. So restrict frames. We're going to have this starting on frame 200. And we're going to have it finishing on frame 240, like so. Now we've got 2 lots here, which should be exactly the same. So now let's come through. So should be on frame. There we go. Let's put it actually start. So we'll zoom out. Now it should shake. Frame 60. Stop. Frame 200. Now I think that this should be. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I think we can have our rocks dropping down, coming back up in that time span, and then we've got a real big gap. The thing I'm worried about is the gap. That's what I'm actually worried about. Is the gap too long? I think actually we should have it, let's say, if we move this one back a little bit. So from frame 40 to frame 80 instead. So frame 40 to frame 80. And now let's see the gap. So 40. Now you're going to have a big gap where all the rocks have kind of fell down. Have another shake then. Yeah, and I think that's going to be okay. I think having 3 in there probably going to be a little bit too much. But you can see how easy it is to actually do this. Now the thing is, you can also animate bones with noise as we went through in the rest of the course. So I'm just showing you with this one, we can simply just grab the object and actually create noise or shaking. Now we can also do that, of course, with our bones as well. So if you are taking this into Unreal or something like that, just make sure you're giving it a root bone, and then all you need is one single bone, and then put this noise on and you'll get the same effect. All right, everyone, so I hope you enjoyed that. On the next one then, what we'll do is we'll focus them. I think we'll actually focus on these 2 here. So we'll have the monkey going up and down and swapping over with this actual sandbag. We haven't actually got a lot more left now. As you can see, we've got our rocks, we've got our boulder, and we've got our monkey. All right, everyone, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.